So at 240, doing in-cylinder transducer on my time. All I'm gonna need is transducer, spark plug adapter, and BNC cable. Other than that, Pico. I'm not gonna need this blue lead. You know what? I'm gonna leave it on there, but I'm gonna put an attenuator on there because I'm gonna go in the injector. So you're gonna see the timing of the injector and the spark, obviously ignition timing, but injector timing compared to, you're an idiot, compared to compression and ignition. Injectors usually fire in the exhaust stroke randomly. It's kind of weird actually. Alright, so I'm gonna take this whole tray over there. Yeah. Oh, fuel cage. Laptop. Transducer. Come on, man. Pico. Only need one other lead. Secondary for ignition timing, and then it's got a spark plug wire. So I'll use a spark tester to ground out that wire. That's it. Injector, compression, and spark. I'll just do this. Very careful. Clean up as you go, and you won't have a mess like this. Thank you. Huh. I like the footwell lighting. Not too bright, not too dim. Alright, always get in a car, put the window down, because a lot of cars self-lock themselves. I want to pop the hood. Go right to it. Well, that was cool. NGKs, they look fresh though. Yeah, look at that, running rich. Black. So spark plug tester. Click. And we go to a good ground. Now we're not going to burn anything up. Distributor body right to the head. Should be good. Alright. So first, let's untangle this. So let's go to inject there. One, go on the outside of the insulation weather pack. Alright, I need a clamp, which I forgot. Sweet. Alright, so attenuated on the injector. Why are you twisting? Alright. Spark. clamp around the wire and to ground. Right there. As long as the fan doesn't tear those up, we're good. That's my spark. And here's my compression. Calibrated. What I normally like to do on this one is uncoil it once or twice. I usually leave it like this. I don't know why I put it back 100% last time. So leave the coil hanging like I do everything else. Take this leftover and go right to it. Boom. 5 minutes or so, we're ready to get complete cylinder 1 analyzation. So 1 is injector, running 20 volt scale, 1x, so it just means 1 times, x1, so 10-to-1 attenuation for the injector. 2 is secondary ignition. Scroll all the way down. It's colored secondary ignition pickup, which it is. It's yellowed or black if they're not. So inverted, because that's how most wires are. That's how spark is. Positive to negative, but it's actually negative to positive. Electron versus conventional flow. That's another story. And WPS. Range 1 for compression. Let's get a cranking compression by I'm just gonna idle it. Doesn't matter. Oh, po. Don't go to Hollywood Way in Burbank. So dial it down to 200. First 1 or 2 is gonna be higher because it's cranking. All set up, ready to go. Trigger. That was cool. Got a good couple compression on cranking. I'm gonna shut it off because it's a misfire. I'm forcing a misfire. So yeah, injector right in the middle on the exhaust stroke. There we go. That's 1 revolution of cylinder 1. Spark right in the middle of compression, injector. And there we go. That's how you do in-cylinder transducer captures. For analyzation, I will go home and look at this waveform and maybe we'll do it together. Look at degrees when the exhaust is opening and when the intake is opening while exhaust is closing. And the intake valve closing and building compression. So yeah, this was fun. Good setup real quick. Save this guy. So back home for the analyzation. Let's go about right here. So alright, these are our compression waveforms in the green. We're going to take degree cursors, put a roof right there. Right there. And I zoom in on the peak. The most accurate I can get it, more than zoomed out. About right there. So from here to here, compression to compression is 720 on the crank, 360 on the cam. So what we're gonna do right here, normally what you'll see, I guess I had it already up. Normally you're just gonna see the 0 to 720. Then you come in here on Pico, you hit rulers, and you add from 1 to 4. And then what you'll do is you'll get 0, 720. Now you have 180, 360, and 540. So essentially TDC on 0, 360, 720, and then you have BDC, bottom dead center, on 180 and 540. So I already see the problem. You don't see it until you make all these rulers. And the problem on this car is right here. This slope right here should be intersecting this line. It's not at the beginning. More towards the end. I'd like to see it over here, probably about halfway to the top. Never over here. This guy, TDC, should be intersecting this peak right here. Let's get some cursors on here for degrees. So one cursor, I'm gonna put it where it normally should be. Should be about right here. This is where piston starts traveling down when the exhaust valve is closed and intake valve is open. Then you start getting your intake pull. If your exhaust valve is hanging open, it can't get pulled down into a vacuum. There's that mark. Put another mark over here, about right there. So what I see is you got the 180 mark here, got the 360 mark, and then you got this line here. Both these lines are about where they should be, and they're both about spaced evenly. If you look right here, 380 and 203, they're both about 22, 23 degrees. We'll even just call it 20 to be safe. 20 degrees shifted retarded. We have exhaust timing is retarded, shifted over. Don't need cursors, but I forgot to show you what the compression is on a compression waveform. Go to average, I'll lower it just there. Not much, but yeah. 116.8, 117. That is the most compression at idle I've ever seen. So the only other thing I want to show is, I'll have to get the cursors back because I shouldn't have deleted them. And then the only other thing, and purposely I put an injector on there just to show you timing. You would think that when the intake gets pulled into a vacuum, the injector would spray getting pulled in with the mixture. But guess what? It gets sprayed right before it. It actually sprays on the exhaust stroke just as the intake valve is about to open. Close, but still odd that it's in the exhaust stroke to me. Just a generic timing. I would think that all of them would be like over here, but maybe it's just enough, not enough timing over here. You have more time over here to be pulled in and atomized properly, is my guess. No idea, I'm not an engineer, I just try to fix these things. It's a quick one of in-cylinder pressure transducers, just a rough setup and analyzation when there is a evident problem. You wouldn't, without these cursors, you can't see the problem. But then you line up all the cursors and rulers and you can see this exhaust stroke plateau shifted retarded. And yeah, that's about it. So another one. Thank you guys. Diagnostic Dennis out.